Hello there, Middle-earth fans. Welcome back to the third part in this Isengard review series. So I have to apologize. I did say last time that I was done with all the named heroes. I actually forgot one, and that's because he's not in the Armies of the Lord of the Rings book. He is in the War in Rohan book, and that profile is Snaga, Orc Captain. So I'm going to cover him real quick, and then we're going to go into the unnamed heroes for Isengard. And again, I'm not covering Dunland, so I know people might go, wait, you forgot Threaten, but if you haven't been following along, I'm only doing the Isengard Uruk-hai. I will do Dunland in a future video, I promise. Alright guys, so let's get this video going and hopefully get it done quickly. So Snaga is a hero of Fortitude. He is Strength 4, Fight Value 4. Defense 5, 2 attack, 2 wound, curse 3, which is, 1 better than the typical orc. 3 might, 1 will, 1 fate, which is pretty much just, what you would expect from somebody that is a named orc captain, or named hero in general, is 1 more point of might. So moving on, he has armor, sword, and his heroic action is heroic challenge, which is interesting. Because with a hero of Fortitude, he can challenge basically anybody but independent and minor heroes, and none of those have heroic challenge at all, I'm pretty sure. So he can challenge almost anybody. I don't know why you would want to. I mean, I can think of a few heroes that maybe he could challenge. For example, Sharky, Sharky from Sharky and the Worm. But not very many heroes out there that he could potentially challenge and do very well against. When it comes to named heroes, I'm going to ignore unnamed heroes, like the basic generic captains. But, interesting that he has that. So he has 2 special rules. The first one is Servant of Mordor, and it is that he may only lead orc models in his warband. And then his second is Cunning Mind, and that is Snaga can choose not to take part in a friendly hero model's heroic action and still be able to act as normal in the phase, even if by not participating as part of the heroic action he would normally not be able to act that turn. Additionally, if Snaga chooses to participate in a friendly hero model's heroic action, he does not have to remain within the specific range of a hero. So to me, that is actually a really cool special ability, because that's one where you can call a heroic and then have a guy that can potentially backdoor your enemy by moving him after a heroic, where normally, and I'm thinking specifically heroic movement here, where he could, like I said, backdoor. You could tie up your enemy, kind of keep him trapped or hidden back behind, then your enemy moves, and then you can move with him or whatnot. And then just the ability to even participate and not have to stay within a set range is really good, because you could potentially move him, like 12 inches away from wherever a heroic ended. Again, speaking of heroic movement. So that's Snaga, and now we're going to go ahead and move into the unnamed guys. And I will say this now, I do apologize if some of the photos are repetitive. I'm not really going to be able to find a lot of unnamed hero photos. So the first unnamed Uruk hero is the Uruk-hai Captain, and he has Fight Value 5, Strength 5, Defense 6, 2 attack, 2 wound, Courage 4, 2 might, 1 wound, 1 fate. Comes with a heavy armor and a sword, has heroic march for heroics, and can take crossbow, shield, or 2-handed weapon for weapons upgrades. These are considered to be probably the best captains in the game, because they have a high courage, good fight value 5, and strength 5 is nothing to laugh at. There's a lot of defense 4, defense 5 armies out there right now, and strength 5 means you're wounding most of them on 4s. So, yeah, really good. Even like defense 7, he's wounding on 5. So really good captain right there. Next up is the Scout Captain, who is only a few points cheaper, and that's because his loadout is the same when it comes to statistics. He just has 1 point less of defense. So strength 5, fight 5, defense 5 instead of 6, 2 attack, 2 wound, courage 4, 2 might, 1 wound, 1 fate, and of course both this captain and the Uruk-hai Captain are heroes of Fortitude. And his war gear and loadout is armor and sword instead of heavy armor, which makes sense because he's a scout. He's got to move quickly. And his heroic actions, again, are march, as expected, The only difference between upgrades is instead of being able to take a crossbow, you take an Urukai bow. Now, Urukai bows are worse than crossbows because they only have an 18-inch range, but they are strength 3, which isn't bad, so they're better than orc bows. However, you're shooting 6 inches less, but you can move and shoot with them. And this is something where you see a lot of folks take those 2 scout legions and try and take as much as possible when it comes to those bows, because the one in particular, Lurtz, is you upgrade everybody to movement 8, so you're kiting with movement 4. So pretty good. They're still hitting on a 4-up, which, but it is what it is. So moving on, that is the Scout Captain. We have 2 profiles left, and then this will be a video. Crazy as it sounds, right? We have the Urukai Shaman. He is Fight 4, Strength 4, Defense 4, 1 attack, 2 wounds, Courage 4 again, 1 might, 3 will, 1 fate. His war gear is the spear. He can do heroic channeling. He can be upgraded with armor, which is usually a must-do. And then he knows Fury for Isengard, Urukai, and Transfix. And then he is a minor hero, which is a little bit different. I think it's interesting that a lot of these, shamans and small casters like Easterling War Priest have become minor heroes. So something interesting there to note. All right, and then the last and the least, and he definitely is the least, that's why I say that, is the Urukai Drummer. Not least in what he can do, but least as far as cool stats. So fight value 4, strength 4, defense 5, so a little squishy there. 1 attack, 1 wound, courage 4, no might, no will, 1 fate point, so potentially able to save your drummer from an early death. Armor, dagger, and war drum, and the war drum only affects keyword Isengard Urukai. So that is one that you definitely see shoehorned into a lot of armies for movement. And pretty good idea, in my opinion, to do so if you can, because sounding that drum and getting that free movement is nothing to laugh at. Alright guys, so that should cover all of the Urukai hero profiles. I'm going to do a look over just to make sure I haven't missed anything. And if I have, I apologize. But until next time, please like, share, subscribe, and I hope you look forward to seeing probably what's going to be part 1 of a 2-part quick video on the troops of Isengard. Take care, y'all.